Hello everyone. Let's talk bases. And by that, I mean the bottoms of a plush shape, like these feet. The base of the feet, where the leg is a cylindrical shape with a flat bottom. I remember this area being one of the first kind of stumbling blocks for me when I first got started, and I used to blanket stitch all my pony feet by hand until I got the hang of fitting the shapes together, which is what we're covering here. And not just the bases of feet either. Bases like Mothman's butt. He's got a round base at the bottom of a technically cylindrical body. This time it's 3 panels, and they're very chubby, but that base piece gives him a flat surface to sit on. And a very quick mention for shapes like the soles of Rouge's boots. They're an elongated oval shape with some patterning and sculpting wizardry to add the heels, but the technique for sewing the base to her feet was the same. I will be covering her boots more in depth in a later video. A lot of plush patterns will have some kind of base like this somewhere, like my Chibi Humanoid pattern releasing tomorrow, who is going to be our main example. My patterns will usually have some kind of markings on them to help you line up your pieces and prevent uneven bunching or stretching. The Mothman pattern has even more. You can see each letter lines up somewhere with a seam on the bottom edge of his body. The foot piece is pretty small, so I won't really be using my regular long pins as they're just going to get in the way. I do have these shorter pins, but I'm not the biggest fan of them. I feel like I stick myself more with these, they're harder to handle, and they get lost more easily. And they go against the general rule that thicker fabrics like plush cuddle need longer pins. I actually prefer to baste or just straight hand sew this seam, as I feel like I have more control as I'm fitting the pieces together. Plus there's no pins getting in the way when I do get to the machine. But this is how I do pin this shape when I choose to. So to get started with fitting the base, you want to start with it facing the right side up. The leg is going to stay inside out, but you do want to open out that bottom edge. And now you'll get to see me absolutely fumble these tiny pins. I keep the box closed, but pull out a small amount that is stuck to a magnet to avoid spills. I did actually start with my bigger pins to line up these 4 corners to make it easier to handle the fabric and the tiny pins. And then I kind of push the base into the foot to line the edges up and pin them in place. And then I do that on each mark to start off. You might find that shorter pins can warp the pinned area a bit. For thicker fabrics, you want longer pins so that the over-under of the fabric has a bit more room to lay flat. There's less real estate on these short pins, so while they actually fit these small areas, it can be one of the downsides. The perpendicular pinning does work well for laying your base piece out flat and pushing the leg fabric away from your seam, so this is usually my preferred pinning method. For those who prefer parallel pinning, you can do that too. I was taught both, and these days I just kind of switch between different pinning angles, wonder clips or basting, all depending on the seam, the size, or just the weather forecast, whatever I'm feeling on the day. As long as you can lay the base piece out nice and flat and arrange all that leg fabric into the centre, you're good. The bane of my existence, machine bed shots. You want to lay the base on the bottom, leg on the top, and pull to the left, away from the presser foot and the needle. I'll do my best to keep the camera in focus. One of the reasons I don't worry too much about my pins on a small foot shape is because I'll be pausing a lot. Between the circular shape, the rearranging excess, and making sure it's not wrinkling under the presser foot, it's very easy to just ease each pin out or around as you get to it. Pause the machine with the needle down, lift the presser up, and adjust your positions, move your pins, whatever you need to do. And don't somehow miss that your thread has come off one of its hooks. The last pin got all hidden away in the fabric, which is just another reason I don't use them very often. They're just a pain to deal with sometimes. Overlap that beginning seam a bit, and you're done. So this definitely needs the edge clipping to look a bit neater, but now we have a cute little foot shape. It does look better clipped, promise. I hope this video was helpful, thanks for watching, and goodbye!